I've created a skeleton frame for a wire bridge, and before I go to do the analysis, I need to delete the surface bodies that I used to create the sketches. So I'm going to tell it to delete this body, and I'll delete the second body, but they're still in the history tree. So I have the two features where I've deleted that in the history tree. So if I need those back, I can just drag the roll-up bar above those deletions. I'll then go to the weldments tab. Now, if you don't see the weldments tab, you may need to right-click on any of these gray buttons and select the weldments. I'll then do a structural member, and I'm going to go to the profiles that I have predefined, and I've selected those as type GR60 and size, and I'll place the 1/8 size first. I'm going to then click on a line to place this profile, and I'm going to click on this line over here to place this profile, and then I'm going to create a new group, and I'm going to do this line, and this line, and I'm not really happy with the way those are trimming, so I might change the way that I do that. Let's see if I can delete that group, and I'll do this as a new group, and I'm going to select this one by itself and this one over on this side, and then I'll do a new group, and I'll select this one and this one. I'll do a new group, select this one and this one. It looks like it's going to trim it anyway. We can go back and do some trimming, but I'm not going to worry about it at this stage. And that completes the 0.125 size, so I'll say okay to that, and then I'm going to do a new structural member, and this time I'm going to change the size to 0.094, and I'm going to select this one, I'll select this one, and I'll select this one. I'm going to do a new group. I'm going to do the same three on the other side, this one, and I might have done all of these together, and then I'll do a new group. And I really intended to have 3 lines over here on this side the way I have on that side, so I need to go back and edit that sketch in order to put that in. So I'll go ahead and finish what I have so far, and I'll find this sketch on this side, and I'll edit that sketch, and I'll do convert entities to project these 3 lines over onto this side. Finish that sketch, save it, and then I will go back to editing that last 0.094 size. So I'll right click, I'll say edit feature, and I'm going to create a new group, and I'm going to select these 3 lines, these 3 lines. Okay, so it won't let me select those 3 lines, so I'll do the 3 down here on the bottom, and I'll do a new group, and then I'll do the 3 on the side. I'll do a new group, and I want these vertical lines on the side. And I may do that as 2 different groups, so let's go ahead and tell it a new group, vertical lines on this side. And I'll say okay to that to create those sizes. And then I will do a new structural member, and this time I'll select the 1/16, and let's do the bottoms first. I'm going to select this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'll do a new group, and I'm going to select this one, this one, this one, and if I try to select this one, it won't select that one. If I try to select this one, it won't select that one. So I'll do a new group, and I'll get this one, this one, and this one. I'll do a new group, I'll get this one, and this one, new group, this one, this one, this one. So that's all of the ones on the bottom. I'll then do a new group, and I'll get these ones on the side. So this one, this one, this one, and I'll do a new group, then this one, this one, this one, a new group, this one, and this one, new group, this one, this one, this one, new group, this one, this one, this one, new group, this one, this one, and this one, and one more group, new group, this one, and this one, a new group, this one, and this one. I'll say okay to create those frame members. Okay, so I think I have all of my frame members. I'll save it again, and then I'm going to go to the simulation tab, and if you don't see the simulation tab, you may need to go to add-ins and make sure that SolidWorks simulation is loaded. I want to create a new study, and I'm going to do a static analysis. Because we've used structural frame members, we see that we have now beam elements with rigid connections going between the beams. If I come over here and I go to my cut list, I see that each one of these is a frame member. I'm going to put a fixed constraint on one end, and I want to put that at a joint. So I'm going to do it at this joint and put one at this joint. Now we might want to do those separately, but I'll go ahead and do these 2 at the same time. Say okay to that, and then I want to put joints at the other end as well. This time I want it to be free to move towards the inside so that it isn't over constrained. And so I'm going to do fixed geometry again, and this time I'll tell it to do no translation, and I'm going to select this one and this one. So I'll select OK to that, and then I'm going to put a load on these 3 beams. So I'll go to force, and I will select along beams, and then I will select per unit. I need to find the bottom of my bridge again. This one, and this one, and I'll change my units to English. And actually I have per unit length. I don't want it on per unit length. I want it total value. I'll force, and I want to do that normal to the top plane. It doesn't look like it's going to allow me to select a plane, so I'll say along this direction, and I didn't intend for that to be up here, so I'm going to delete that. I need to set the direction, and I might have been able to select that top plane earlier. There we go. So I'm going to go opposite the top plane, and I will do a force normal to that plane, 30 pounds each, so I'll end up with a total of 90. I want to reverse that direction so that the arrows are pointing down. So okay, and then I will run my analysis. So I'll run this study. I want to change the visual display of this to make it more realistic, and so I'm going to double click on the stress graph, and I'm going to change this to floating, and then I'll go to definition. Let's drag this over here a little bit more, and I want to see this in KSI, thousands of pounds per square inch, and for the deformation shape I want it to be true scale so that it isn't exaggerated. And then I will show the displacement, so I'll go to the displacement. I will change this to floating, and for the units I want to see this in inches and true scale. So if I've done everything right, our deformation is really small, and so let's increase that. So I'm going to edit that force, and instead of 30 pounds, actually I did that as a moment, not as a force. So let's come up here, and I'm going to say perpendicular to that plane, normal to that plane, and let's do that 30 again. I need to reverse that direction. I'll need to run my analysis again. Okay, this time we see that our yield strength is about 32 KSI, and so we've exceeded the yield strength. Let's check and see what the displacement is. And for the displacement, about 32nd of an inch. If I have in fact set everything up right, we can continue to increase the load on this and examine the stresses on the part.